Mic check, mic check. Big monkey gorilla balls. Big monkey gorilla balls. Big monkey gorilla balls. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Vandenburger channel. I am so happy to be back making videos for the 70 of you people watching. Well, technically even less, because it's been like several months since I've done anything. I apologize, I'm a lazy bum. But we don't worry about my terrible scheduling here. We only worry about hot bitches, history, and War Thunder here. And War Thunder's the topic we're going to be focusing on today. The hot bitches thing, that's on my OnlyFans, and the history thing I might do sometime in the future. I really want to do it sometime anyways. Don't matter. Anyways, this vehicle is going to be on the South African Concept 3. I don't really know what the fuck it is. It could be an IFV. It could be a light tank. It's definitely not APC, but it's certainly a concept. Get what I did there? What the fuck am I doing in my life, bro? I will be discussing this thing's history, its capabilities, and most of all, is it a good tank in War Thunder? Is it really capable of fighting other people? Well, certainly, if it's at 4.3 and it's a wheeled vehicle, it should be good, like every other wheeled vehicle. I mean, the EBR be fucking slamming nukes every other day. Actually, outside tank, we really should have like a low-tier nuke system. Like, instead of like a nuke, it's like a V2 rocket or some shit. That'd be so cool. Maybe like a Carl Gustav. I don't know. I just feel like we need some kind of low-tier nuke. It feels really weird getting like 13 kill games, not being able to do anything with it. I don't know, just my opinion. But anyways, let's get into it. The history of the Concept 3 and its sister platform started from a need for a new light tank by the South African Army Corps. So, you see, during the 1960s and 1970s, South Africa was fighting major border conflicts with its northern neighbors, the largest being Angola. Compounded on this problem was the fact that there were Namibian rebels wreaking havoc on South African troops in supply lines, cities, typical guerrilla shit. Because at the time, South Africa controlled what was now Namibia, and the Namibians, reasonably wanting their independence from the South Africans, decided to rebel, and the South Africans said no. So on top of all that, you had fucking fighting the Angolans and guerrilla forces. Fast and mobile vehicles were needed in these skirmishes between the Angolans and the Namibians, but all the South Africans had was the Eland 90 armored car. Yes, a fast and mobile vehicle, but it lacked armor, firepower, and most importantly, range to engage these Angolan vehicles. The Angolan T-54s and T-55s could easily outrange the maximum range of the Eland 90. The Eland 90 had very little armor protection, meaning that enemy soldiers and rebels could easily destroy the tank with just machine guns, heavy machine guns, anti-tank rifles, and grenades. Even some basic rifles could go through it at certain points. The vehicle was a perfectly fine patrol and reconnaissance vehicle, but it was being pushed into a role that it was unsuited for because the South Africans lacked any kind of light tank. That's why in the mid-1970s, a program was started to produce a new type of South African, quote, heavy armored car that could do the roles of both anti-tank and reconnaissance. This program led to 3 prototypes being built. Concepts, if you will. See what I did there, you motherfucker, you dumbass? I said concepts because there were concepts being built. One being built on a Ratel 90. One being built on a Eland 90. Oh my god, how do I forget about that? And one being built on an Alvis Sarkin APC. I definitely said that wrong. The Concept 3 was most likely the one built on the Alvis Sarkin. I say most likely because I don't want to be like, oh, it was definitely built on the Alvis Sarkin, because there's a lot of information on the vehicle, and some goober says like, actually, and then proves me wrong like a year later. I have to be like, oh, sorry, dickhead, I got it wrong. Oh my god. Anyways, the Concept 3 and her sister tanks were used as test beds to develop new technologies for the South African military, and these concepts would eventually develop the program enough to lead into the production of the Rukat, one of the most annoying tanks in the entire fucking game. I hate that thing so much. So the South Africans definitely did a really good job in making it. So basically, in summary, the Concept 3 is a test bed. It was used as a test bed, just a vehicle, a prototype they would use to experiment. It isn't really a prototype for a new production thing. It is like the canvas for the Rukat. It is like the proto before the conception of the Rukat. Pretty cool if you ask me. And so when you play the Concept 3, you're playing a test bed, which means that, I just want to say something real quick. I think that Gaijin took a lot of liberties in the stats and performance of this vehicle, because, to be honest, they didn't know, like, I don't know anything about it, they probably didn't know much about it either, so they kind of just bullshitted their way through all the things, which honestly leads to a few problems that I'll discuss later, which I'm not really a huge fan of. if you ask me, but I don't know. Honestly, I'll cut them a little bit of slack with the stuff they do. Typically, Gaijin, when they do something, they know that what they're doing is ahistorical, and they do some bullshit, but because there's literally, like, this is one of those vehicles where not a lot is known, you gotta cut them a little slack. Like, they're really just trying their best here. But speaking of these liberties that involve the performance, let's get on into the performance, shall we? The Concept 3 is really fucking fast. At 4.3, it can get around pretty much to any position in the map like it's doing the fucking Kessel Run from Star Wars. Going about 45 miles an hour consistently, it's one of the fastest vehicles at its battle rating in the whole, pretty much the whole entire game. Its reverse speed is also amazing, being able to, having 10 reverse gears. Like, what the fuck? South Africa, that is completely overkill. It can go pretty much the same speed in reverse as it can forward. I think about 20 to 30 in reverse and 30 to 40 and going forward. Isn't a problem. It is a massive advantage if you in a sticky situation. For example, somebody's calling arty on you and you're being pushed by an enemy, or you could just tell them to go, like, suck a fucking cock, because you're just gonna reverse out of there, like, no problem. You're just gone before they turn the corner, and they're like, what the hell? Where'd this little guy go? Where'd this little Boomba Clap man go? Oh, he's already back home in South Africa because he's going like full throttle in reverse. Like, he's out of there. There are some downsides, however. Being a wheeled vehicle, you suffer from the consequences of being a wheeled vehicle. You have a really wide turning circle, which, again, you get stuck in several situations. Your acceleration is okay, obviously, but the big Achilles heel of this thing is going up hills. It isn't a huge problem in wheeled vehicles, but this thing really sucks at it. So, enemy wants to be on a hill. He's on a hill. You want to climb up that hill to shoot him. Well, guess what? The tank's going to tell you to go fuck yourself, because you're going to go a consistent 5 miles an hour up that hill, and it's going to take you like 15 minutes to get up there. And by the way, when you're trying to get up there, trying to be sneaky, your engine's going to be going just exploding, going up this hill. Like, the engine just buckles. I don't know. I don't think it should do that if it's made to go through the rough and barren and horrible terrains of South Africa, not South America. If it's made to, they're designed to go in the terrains of South Africa, I don't think we'd be struggling this much going up a hill. But hey, what do I know? I'm not a tank designer. I guess it really does just completely die on itself. It's just a damn shame, right? Because a lot of the maps in the game, like most of them, have really steep inclines and hills. And when the Concept 3 can't get up those hills, it's a big problem. Now, it does compensate for that by having really, really good gun depression. 10 degrees, but the vehicle's so tall, and honestly, it's more like 15 degrees of gun depression. So I guess that makes up for it, because it gives you a benefit, like a reward for getting up the hill. Okay, now you can shoot everybody, like, you're kind of hidden. I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of it. It's really annoying having to just, like, spend your time, like, half the game trying to get up a hill, get to a good spot, just for you to get shot or something. Because it's a wheeled vehicle, you just lose your traction and slide down if it gets too steep, or you lose your speed. Like, that's such a bummer, you know? It's such a downside of this thing. But I mean, in summary, like, overall, the Concept 3 has extremely good mobility and speed compared to the other vehicles, which are World War II tanks. Now, does the gun have that same exceptional stats? The Concept 3 sports a 77mm gun. Yeah, not the 17-pounder. It's a 77. I guess the South Africans are just trying to be different or some shit. But the gun being part of the Commonwealth slavery gang, it's stuck to just using solid AP, which, again, huge bummer. You don't get the satisfaction of one-tapping people. You have to always just keep, like, hammering the fucking gun into their face until they die. Not a big fan to it. Like, I don't know what their obsession was. I'll never figure out why they just hate APHE. We'll never know. But yeah, we all know how it goes. You shoot an enemy with AP, it just makes the crew red. You shoot the enemy again, it just damages the transmission, and the enemy goes around and kills you. But being serious though, the 77mm is actually one of the really good solid AP slingers in the game. It has really good spalling most of the time, and it has a lot of penetration, like 190mm for its best round. So you don't gotta worry about armor. It's really great. Well, I'm not a huge fan of this thing, mostly because of the spalling, man. It is pretty inconsistent. I never really liked the spalling. I don't really like solid shotguns. I just don't Like it takes too much. It takes too much skill. Okay, if I'm gonna admit it, I'm just too fucking lazy to shoot people. It just takes too much skill. But I'm not sure if this is a way that Gaijin wanted to balance the tank or government corruption. But the Concept 3 has quite possibly the worst gun wobble and gun dispersion I have ever seen in a tank ever. Okay, listen, let me tell you what has happened. You're going fast, you see an enemy tank. Okay, you see him, you stop, you want to fire. Okay, gun swings to max elevation. Then it swings all the way down. Then it goes all the way up again, and down again, and up again, and down again for like 15 minutes. Because the whole tank is wobbling. And so it finally like balances. Like it wiggles, and it knocked out the loader because it just kept swinging. But finally wiggles. And okay, you get the shot, and then, oh! It fucking moves, and then guess what? You want to fire? Okay, you fire. Boop! It just swings that way, and guess what? The shell goes on the floor. It just hits the ground because it just whiffs. Because the dispersion is that bad, and the elevation is that bad. Now, the reason for this is probably a mix between it being a tall-wheeled vehicle that is unstabilized and pretty light, and an early type of technology, you know, and also it just being a test bed, so it's not really like supposed to be like really good. It's supposed to be like, okay, we're trying out the gun. It doesn't really matter what the specs, like how good the handling is, we just want to try out the gun. Like, you know, that kind of thing. It's not a priority. So, I mean, obviously it makes sense that it's pretty bad, but like, my god, it fucking sucks in the tank game, bro. Like, you can't believe it. At times, I can't even believe how bad the wobble is. I mean, you'll see it in the background footage sometimes, like if you have a keep eye, if you even watch the background footage. But, like, I am whiffing shots, not because of a skill issue on my part, but because the gun literally just doesn't want to aim. It doesn't want to hit things. You come to a stop, it goes, whew, and then it just hit, it doesn't hit. It doesn't like to hit. This is a gun that doesn't like to kill. It likes to aim for the spots that you don't want it to hit. Again, I don't know if this is just some Gaijin bullshit, or just it being a wheeled vehicle. Because this never happens to me before, ever. Try it yourself. Go out and try the Concept 3 yourself in a few matches, and you'll see what I mean. You want to shoot an enemy? Okay. Wait for the gun to stop doing its rotation. Like it's global, like it's a planet or something. Wait for it to finish its orbit, okay? Like in... Bro. Like, it sucks. Like, it genuinely brings the whole experience of the vehicle down so much. It's not even funny, because it makes you tweak. Like, I was tweaking playing this thing, like, late game. I was left out of so many kills because of the gun dispersion and the freaking wobble on the barrel.
Oh, you digging in me. You digging in me.
The armor is as thin as a window, and it feels like it. You're gonna get penetrated by a PP gun, and I think I could punch a hole through this thing. Literally, don't try to rely on your armor at all. And, yeah, that's the whole armor section. Like, there's literally nothing I need to say about it, because it is so weak. You're not even gonna, like, please, for the love of God, do not use this thing in, like, a head-on engagement.
Look at you gripping daddy?
Well, that's the Concept 3, ladies and gentlemen. A very capable light tank indeed. Now, don't let the downsides that I've explained discourage you, but it is a very, very nice vehicle. Extremely fun to play at 4-3 because of your speed. You could really just run around people and fucking blast them, put an AP shield right in the butthole. You could probably take this into 5-0, and it'd be pretty good. And what this really do, I would put this as an 8 out of 10 on the Dick scale. The demonstration of information on combat capability scale. The Dick scale. A very, very nice dick indeed. I would suck that dick. Anyways, I'm so done with this, bro. Thank you all for watching. Thank you guys all for watching this. I hope you can understand. Well, you don't know why I was gone, but I was lazy, okay? I hope you guys can at least understand why I was gone for so long, and, you know, I'll try to make videos more frequently. I say that, I'm probably not going to make a video for like 5 months. I'm kidding. I'm trying to make more frequently. But I want to get this video blow up, because it'd be super funny. Like, imagine, like, there's a Fly Daily video. Or like a Spookson video, like on the War Thunder recommended, and then right next to it, it's me comparing the Concept 3 to a BBC, or like that video where it was Johnny Sins like praising right in front of the Warsaw Uprising, saying like the Jews exterminating shit. That would be the funniest thing ever. All right, I'm going to bed. Good night.